Good evening and welcome to Live United. Live United is stories of all the great work going on in the Monadnock region, where people are giving, volunteering, advocating, and sharing information about their agencies and the work they do to make a difference in our community and impact people. Today, I'd like to welcome Margaret Nelson. Margaret joins me from the River Center in Peterborough, serving much of both sides of the mountain, actually, in many ways. So welcome, Margaret.
Thank you.
Margaret, tell me a little bit about the history of the River Center, because it has a very unique one, really generated by the people that live in that portion of the region who felt like services were needed.
Yeah, so the River Center actually became an entity in 2010. But it birthed out of two different organizations. One was a family resource center that started in the early 90s in Peterborough, and it was offering parenting programs. In the late 90s, that became the Family Center of Greater Peterborough and was a United Way agency offering parenting programs in the eastern Monadnock region. And then along came a federal grant program that was called the Under One Roof Project, and it was a community resource project to find out what was needed in the communities in the eastern Monadnock region. That program came with some recommendations of different programs that would work really well, that there would be a need for an employment resource center in that part of our region so that it would be closer to home for folks who are looking for jobs. And also another conclusion that we needed information and referral services. The people wanted to be able to call someone who was fairly close to where they lived to find out what other services and what kind of help would be available to them. The other piece of that was something we call Money Matters, which is helping people with their financial management. So those programs we call our community resource piece, combined with the family resource piece, and in 2010 they merged and became the River Center, a family and community resource center. So those are the programs that we offer in addition to our home visiting program, but that's how we came to be. And we are physically located in Peterborough, but we are serving that eastern Monadnock region, which extends beyond town borders to whoever needs our help.
I think you go all the way out into Antrim and Mason. Do you go up into the Hillsborough area at all?
If somebody from Hillsborough certainly wants to come and use our services, which they do, they are certainly welcome. What happens is many times people might live in Hillsborough or Deering, but they work in Peterborough, and so it's more convenient for them to have services near where they work. So we serve whoever comes to us.
So let's talk a little bit about the people that you serve. You mentioned the information and referral, and some of those community services that you're offering in terms of financial management and things, and then you have the whole family piece. So I would imagine you're serving a pretty broad range, age-wise, economic-wise. So let's talk a little bit about the people you serve. And I think we, at the same time, maybe have some pictures that we can share of some of those folks you're serving.
Yes, we do. We serve a broad range because one of the questions that I ask is somebody a parent? If they are a parent, we have services for them. You see here in this picture, this is a program we call Tidy Trims. This was actually the brainstorm of a high school student a few years ago who was really interested in, she wanted to become a cosmetologist, I think is the word you use for it. And she was just interested in the need for children to have a great haircut when they go back to school. So she asked if she could get some hairdressers, hairstylists, to donate their time, would they be able to do it at the River Center and have a day of free haircuts. So we have done this 3 years in a row, and you'll see here some volunteer hairstylists who are doing back-to-school haircuts. This past year, we did over 90 haircuts during the day. We're also involved in, Peterborough has the Children in the Arts Festival every May, and so this year we went and marched as the Very Hungry Caterpillar, and so you'll see some of our fruits here. And then another thing that we started this last couple of years is a wood bank. We found that many people heat with wood. Fuel costs are very prohibitive for many families, and so we had a number of volunteers who were very interested in helping us with a wood bank. So this past year we got up to 40 cords of dry, cut, split, and ready to go wood. And that has been a great success. We use that to help supplement individuals' wood supplies.
So you're really addressing a lot of the community need. You've got a wood bank, you've got an information and referral source. I know one of the other programs you're doing is to help people with their tax preparation, and we're right in the middle, right in the heart of tax season here. So talk a little bit about that.
So the IRS actually has a program they call the VITA program, which is Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. We have 25 volunteers that have been trained and will do tax preparations for free for low and moderate income families. For the last 2 years, we've had over $1 million each year in income tax refunds come back to the individuals who come for those services. Last year, we had 641 returns done. These tax volunteers are an amazing group of people. They love what they do. They love doing taxes, which blows my mind. But anyway, individuals are so appreciative to be able to come and get their taxes done at no cost to them. Many of them are getting thousands of dollars back in refunds because of tax credits. So that's a huge program, and it brings a lot of people through our door, and then they discover there's other things that we can do to help them. So that's a great program.
That's really fabulous. I think of that commercial that's on TV right now, and they show them leaving the money on the seats, and you know that you haven't done your taxes properly and you're leaving the money out there. So a real opportunity for people to be able to come in, have some assistance with that, do it the right way, and it's all free.
Well, and people, you know, there's the, well, I can do it myself, but I wonder whether if you do it yourself, you really are going to capture all the tax credits that you might be eligible for. So it's a good thing for people to take advantage of, and it's really a joy to watch them, because the tax preparers have so much fun but doing it, and the individuals that come are so grateful to have it done for them.
Great example of volunteering that's going on out there, and people really enjoying giving and doing that kind of work. Is there special requirements about people participating in any of these programs?
Well, no, really. In any of our programs at the River Center, these are the questions I ask. Do you know someone who is a parent? Do you know somebody who is looking for work? Do you know somebody who needs some sort of connection in the community? Most folks that I talk to can answer yes to at least 2 out of 3 of those questions. So it doesn't, parenting, as we know, crosses economic boundaries. So there's many things that we do that would serve many different people in our community. When we talk about our taxes, that is specifically for individuals of low and moderate income, or anyone that paying a tax preparer would be a financial hardship for them. So there are programs that do have certain requirements. But
Great. So, in terms of the needs of the community up in the Peterborough and that broader region on the eastern side of the mountain, what do you see as some of the emerging needs that are going on out there?
This past year, it seems to us that we have received more calls with housing as an issue. We have two shelters in the eastern Monadnock region. There's Shelter from the Storm in Jaffrey, and there's the Monadnock Area Transitional Shelter in Peterborough. But there is no emergency housing. They would be referred to Keene, to the emergency housing here. And a lot of people sleeping on people's couches, a lot of people getting eviction notices and not knowing what to do. Housing seems to be probably one of the issues that seems to be coming to the surface. We're always concerned about children's welfare and services that can protect them and help them to grow into thriving adults. One of the programs that we do is our home visiting program, which is for at-risk pregnant women and their children. And that program is just a wonderful program that we are able to reach out into many of the communities around with at-home visits by our home visitor during the pregnancy and up until the child's second birthday, to help support them, educate them in the child development issues. What can you expect out of a 2-month-old? What's a 1-year-old generally developmentally going to be doing? Making sure that they have the medical attention that they need, that they are making healthy life choices, that they are paying attention to nutrition, and just helping them be successful as parents with their child.
So talk to me a little bit about what some of your needs are. Do you need volunteers? Are you in need of donations of any types of things?
Well, we're always welcome volunteers. I am very excited that I've just had a conversation with somebody who's willing to be our volunteer coordinator. And that is huge, because helping to match volunteers with their skills and their interests with what we need. I want to do that well, and I'm really excited to have somebody who will be paying attention for that and helping us with that. When a volunteer is well matched to their interests, it's just exciting to work with them. And so that is, volunteers is how we expand what we're able to do. And we have a very small staff, and we do the best we can with what we have, and having a volunteer that will work alongside us enables us to increase what we can do and the number of people we can impact. We are always welcome. Sometimes we periodically will put something in the United Way newsletter saying what our needs are. And so we always welcome donations of a lot of different things, basic office supplies, toilet paper, paper towels, just those kinds of things that will take a chunk out of our budget. And so we're just grateful for any kind of help that we have.
So you've got a lot going on. You offer a lot of different types of programs and services. Will anything be changing in the future in terms of the direction your organization's taking?
Well, I think that you know, we're constantly looking and evaluating, and with United Way's help, we're looking at what are the real needs in the community and what are the low-hanging fruit that the River Center can have a major impact on. And that's something you constantly have to be looking at. A parenting topic that you offered 2 years ago may not be apropos this year. It may be something else that we need to be looking at. Parent education probably will always be on the table, but what is it and how is it offered? Those are things, what time of day, the method in which we offer that class, all of those things we have to keep looking and asking ourselves, does this still work and is it achieving the goals that we're looking for?
You know, it's an interesting dilemma in some ways, and certainly as a parent, I feel that. You know, your child goes through different developmental stages, and you suddenly realize the way I've been parenting has to change a little bit. And I think as society changes around us, the types of programs that we have to offer really have to change with that. And I don't know if we'll ever have a perfect answer for the parenting one in particular, but it's wonderful to have the resources there
Absolutely.
that can support parenting, because I know how difficult it can be. And the theme of the show is Live United, and talking really about the impact that we're having out there. And what do you think, do you have a personal story or anything that you want to share that you really feel like is showing the impact of the work that you do?
Yes. In our home visiting program, we are seeing individuals that they're going to fall through the crack if the River Center's home visiting program didn't serve them. And I say that because there are other home visiting programs that are funded in such a way that there's lots of requirements that need to be met in order for a client to fit in their programs. So we're able to see some folks and have an impact there that is a little niche for us. But one of the stories that sticks out in my mind, our home visitor who has been doing this for 10 years, and she's worked with a lot of young moms and their newborns and through their pregnancies and the birth, and she went to visit a new teen mom with her baby in the hospital, and the teen dad was holding the new baby, and he looked at our home visitor and he said, "I never knew I would love this baby this much." And it really struck her as such a hopeful sign that he was bonding with his newborn baby, and the family is involved with the home visiting program, which means that our home visitor is visiting them in their home. She sees what their situation is. She's able to help them where they're at and help them move towards the steps that they need to take to have a thriving young one in their family, and to love them and to bring them up in a safe and secure home. So those kinds of things I look at and I say, that was worth getting up this morning for. That's worth working towards making sure that those kind of support systems are in place for young families that may have a lot of things that aren't in place for them, and they need someone to help them. We see people that come into our Employment Resource Center and they need help with their resume. They've been laid off. One story, someone who had worked for 30 years for the same outfit and was laid off, came in to visit with our Employment Resource Specialist and cried for the entire hour that she was there. She was grieving the loss of this job. She never thought she'd be job hunting again. She had no idea how you do a job search in 2013. This was last fall. But our employment specialist is able to walk this person through, well, your resume, here we need to update it. Now you need to go on the internet to do a job search. How do you do that? How do you attach a resume to your email so you can apply for a job? Helping people get the bolstered confidence that they need to be able to successfully do the job search.
I was just going to use that word. It seems like you're really boosting people's confidence in many ways, and also connecting them to resources. Who are some of the partners that you work with? Because I can't imagine that you're able to accomplish this all as one organization.
We have many partners that we work with on a regular basis. Actually, right now we have a marketplace assister that comes from Monadnock Service Link that's in an office at the River Center every Wednesday so that she can serve the individuals in our region who are looking for help with the new health insurance program. We have the case manager from Monadnock Area Transitional Shelter is in our offices on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, providing information and referral services and specifically focusing on the housing issue. We, of course, collaborate with the IRS through our VITA program, which is a huge, they offer the training and the expertise for us to be able to do that. We work closely with Monadnock Community Hospital in referring back and forth. We are constantly referring to Monadnock Family Services, Monadnock Developmental Services, Home Health and Hospice, many of the United Way agencies that are serving individuals here in the region, Southwestern Community Services for the individuals who live in the towns that are served by Southwestern Community Services. We work with their fuel assistance with our wood bank, actually. So they will refer people to us and say, this person from the town of Jaffrey or Ringe or Dublin needs to have some additional wood for their wood stove. So we work, and of course Southern New Hampshire Services is housed. They rent office space from the River Center, as well as Monadnock Center for Violence Prevention has an office in our space on Mondays. And MAPS Counseling Service we refer to all the time. So a lot of agencies, and I'm sure I've forgotten some, but we pretty much, we actually have an online community resource which is called the Fact Book Online. That is a mobily accessible fact book actually, so that you can access it through your phone. But that is www.factbook.rivercenter.us. So that will take you directly to community resources. So there's an icon for food. So if you clicked on that icon, it would come up with all the community suppers in the Eastern Monadnock region. So if you wanted to know where the community supper in Bennington is, it would tell you where and the phone number to call. If you want to know where the food pantry in Greenville is, it will tell you where to go and where the phone number is. So that's also a great resource.
So I'm going to actually have you repeat both that website information and your general contact information. And if you could do that very slowly for our audience so they have a chance to capture that.
Okay. So our website is www.rivercenter.us. Our fact book is www.factbook.rivercenter.us. Or you can just go to our website and look on the home page at the yellow fact book icon and link to that. Our phone number is 924-6800.
And is there another way for them to contact you via email, or can they reach you directly through the website?
You can reach me through the website, or you can also reach me, Margaret Nelson, by mnelson@rivercenter.us.
Great. And I'm going to have you repeat that towards the end of the show once again. Again, you know, this is about living united. You just shared how you work with lots of other organizations. Do you ever see the people that actually go through your programs come back and want to really be a part now of making a difference in people's lives because it's touched them somehow?
Absolutely. We have a number of volunteers who first came to us through some one of our programs, and they come back and they say, I would love to be able to do something to help. We have individuals who come back and donate because they've been so touched by that, and they want to make sure we have. Actually, in our parenting programs, we have a sliding fee scale for some of our parenting classes. And on them we ask, would you be willing to pay an extra $5 a week so that someone else can take this class that you're taking? So we have individuals who want to pay forward and help someone else be able to do that.
That's fabulous. It's always nice to see that happening. I'm going to have you share your contact information one more time right now.
So to contact the River Center, you could contact me at mnelson@rivercenter.us. You can go to our website at www.rivercenter.us, or you can call us at 924-6800.
And Margaret, if you could one more time run through all the different types of services you're providing for folks, and then how people can access that if there's any special requirements attached to that particular program.
Okay, so we we have our parenting programs, which include parenting classes that meet at the River Center Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at this time. We also have a parenting class that meets in Jaffrey at the United Church of Jaffrey on Friday mornings. We'll be starting a parenting class in Greenville at the Greenville Head Start in the middle of February. And then we have periodic special programs. Right now we're running something called Iron Caterpillars for 11 to 15-year-old girls and their mothers. That's a fun program that's running for 4 weeks. Also part of our parenting program is our home visiting program. And our home visiting program is for at-risk pregnant women and their children. Those are usually contacted through referrals, but it also individuals contact perhaps a concerned relative, perhaps the pregnant young woman herself will contact us and ask about the home visiting program. So it might be the doctor, it might be the individual, it might be a family member. Our economic opportunity programs is what we call them, and those are our Employment Resource Center. People call, they email, they go on our website and just send a query about our Employment Resource Center. The only requirement there is that you need some help looking for a job. Perhaps you have a job, but it doesn't pay enough and you need to be looking for something with more pay or benefits. Or perhaps you are out of a job and you need help with the job search. Many, many reasons why people are looking for work, and we are open to talking with all of them. Our Money Matters program, the biggest piece of that is our tax program, and that is for low and moderate income individuals or anyone that would paying somebody to prepare their taxes would be a hardship for them. And that is simply calling the River Center at 924-6800, and that is an appointment only. And we are taking those calls on a daily basis right now. People are very anxious to get on the schedule. Then we have our information referral, and that individuals can contact us via email at info@rivercenter.us, or they can call us at 924-6800, or they can walk in at 46 Concord Street in Peterborough and just say, hello, I have a question. And those questions range all over the place, and we will try to find the answer, from I need legal help to my daughter needs some help with her respite care for her child, to grandma can't live alone anymore. Many, many questions, and we will try to connect the individuals to the services and the agencies that can help them.
Well, I know it's a busy time of year for you right now with tax season in full swing, and we certainly don't want people leaving the money on the bench, as we have seen in the commercials there. So I would encourage folks to definitely contact the River Center for both the parenting programs, the information and referral. Want to remind you that you can also contact 211. Which is a statewide information system, and through 211 you can be connected to organizations such as the River Center. I want to thank you for joining me tonight, Margaret, and any last thoughts that you want to share with folks?
I think that my best advice is, if you are puzzled and you're trying to figure out what to do in a given situation for your family or for yourself, give us a call at 924-6800 and we'll try to help you figure out what might be good next steps and who might be able to help you in the community.
Another great organization out there serving the Monadnock region. And again, Margaret, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I want to remind our audience that it's always important to be thinking about how you can give, where you can volunteer, organizations such as the River Center, and advocating for those that are in need, whether that be at a local level or at a statewide level. So just remembering to live united. And I also want to remind our audience that you can share your story with us at Live United at MUW.org. And when you share that story, we will share it here, and you will receive a t-shirt, as you saw in our last show. So again, I want to thank you for joining us, and good night.